Your business is accidentally destroying valuable intelligence. What if one of the biggest growth constraints in your business isn't sales? It's not marketing. It's not operations. It's the fact that your business keeps forgetting what it already knows. Think about it. How many times have you sat in a meeting and heard someone say, "Didn't we already discuss this?" Everyone remembers the conversation. Nobody remembers the reasoning. And that's where the real cost begins. Because every time your business loses context, it pays to rediscover knowledge it already created. Today, we want to show you why most businesses aren't suffering from a meeting problem. They're suffering from an intelligence problem, and why that matters more than ever in the age of AI. The hidden cost of forgetting. Most businesses think meetings create decisions. They don't. Meetings create intelligence. The decision is simply the final output. The valuable part is everything that happened before it. The assumptions, the objections, the customer insights, the trade-offs, the reasoning. Yet most businesses preserve the decision and lose the thinking. At first, this doesn't seem like a problem. The business keeps moving. Revenue keeps coming in. Then something strange happens. The same conversations return. The same problems resurface. The same decisions get debated again. Not because people are incompetent, because context disappeared. I once worked with a leadership team that spent almost 40 minutes debating a customer issue. Halfway through the discussion, someone found documentation from the previous year. They had already solved the problem. The decision survived. The reasoning didn't. That single moment changed how they viewed meetings forever. Because what looked like a communication problem was actually a memory problem. And most businesses have no idea how expensive that becomes as they grow. The shift from notes to intelligence. Here's the insight. Meeting notes are not the asset. Decision intelligence is. Those are not the same thing. Most notes answer one question. What happened? Decision intelligence answers a different question. Why did it happen? That difference changes everything. Because future decisions depend on understanding past reasoning, not just past outcomes. The businesses that learn fastest aren't necessarily collecting more information. They're preserving more context. And context changes how an organization thinks. Imagine your leadership team discussing pricing. Most companies capture the outcome. We increase prices by 10%. But that's not the valuable part. The valuable part is why. What customer signals drove the decision? What risks were discussed? What assumptions were made? What alternatives were rejected? That's the intelligence. And over time, those pieces of intelligence begin to connect. Now, something even more interesting happens. Your meetings stop becoming isolated events. They become part of a learning system. Patterns emerge. Signals appear. The organization starts learning from itself. And this is where AI enters the conversation. Most businesses are asking, how do we get better AI? I think that's the wrong question. The better question is, what should our AI learn from? Because eventually everyone will have access to powerful AI tools. What they won't have is your decision history, your customer context, your operational lessons, your accumulated intelligence. The competitive advantage isn't the model, it's the intelligence feeding the model. And that's a completely different way of thinking about AI. The companies that learn faster win. The businesses that win over the next decade may not be the businesses that work hardest. They may be the businesses that learn fastest. That's a subtle shift, but it's a profound one. Most organizations treat knowledge like a temporary resource. It exists inside people, inside conversations, inside meetings. Then it disappears. The strongest organizations operate differently. They treat intelligence like an asset, something that accumulates, something that compounds, something that becomes more valuable every year. Those businesses don't keep restarting. They keep building. And eventually that creates a gap competitors struggle to close. Because while competitors can buy the same software, hire similar people, and access similar tools, they cannot easily replicate years of accumulated intelligence. That's where the moat begins. Stop losing what you already know. If there's one idea I want you to take away from this video, it's this. Your business is already generating intelligence. Every meeting, every customer conversation, every strategic decision. The question isn't whether that intelligence exists. The question is whether you're keeping it. Because every time valuable context disappears, growth becomes harder than it needs to be. You end up paying twice for knowledge you've already earned once. The businesses creating the biggest advantage today aren't just collecting more information. They're building systems that help them remember. If this idea challenged how you think about meetings, AI, or growth, subscribe to the channel.